So we studied general polynomials yesterday, right? So we're going to now take a bite into specific polynomials. The next 3 days we'll be looking at quadratics. Okay, so how do you find the zeros of a quadratic? Okay, graphing, and then basic factoring, which we kind of already touched on in the warm-up. Right. So if I give you quadratic, what is the degree?
2.
Yeah. Very common shape. All right. We have okay, so that's a quadratic. That's quadratic, you know, all that stuff, right? Here's an example that you can really think through if you're a business person. Most businesses follow this trajectory. Okay. Where do you start as a business person?
Here on bottom.
Time, 0, and profit, 0. Where did Microsoft start? Right there.
From the bottom.
Mr. Bill Gates had nothing, and he built stuff in his garage until people started to notice, and he was able to get some loans, and then things really kind of started to work. Okay. Fun fact Friday, him and the Apple guy, the founder of Apple, were really good friends.
No way. Was
Yeah,
that?
you bet. They split off from each other, and there's some theories that Bill Gates stole his friend's ideas. But, okay, so you would start with no money at 0 time and build your business, and you have an increasing profit margin, right? And then a lot of companies will get to the point where they are at their peak profit, okay? At some time down the road, they have a peak of their profits, and then the company starts to, you know, at this point they're focused on growing, making better products, satisfying customers, doing everything right. But at some point they get to the peak and they think they've reached nirvana, and they relax, and a lot of times what happens is their products start to get a little bit less quality, their customer service might go down because the company's getting really big. People maybe not find something else to look at. Maybe there's just a better product in the market, and you actually see a decline in profits. Okay, so it's a very common curve for businesses to follow. Not exactly, because most businesses, you know, they'll have a profit, and then sometimes they'll recover, and then they'll, you know, but it's almost always a polynomial model, right? It doesn't always follow. There's no one curve that can model any situation like that. So you can kind of contextualize that, all right? So if I want to do some analysis of quadratics, just mathematically, let's talk about that. Graphing and solving for zeros. Okay, so if I give you a function, you can graph that pretty quick, right? What do I translate? 2 right, 3 down. Here's my vertex. Okay. Here's where you need to be a little more exact when you're solving for the zeros. Okay. So usually we would just kind of sketch the graph, right? But in this case, just sketching is going to get us an estimate that might be kind of far off. So you're going to want to pick some values to analyze to find those zeros. So what values of x might you want to pick?
0.
Okay, 2 is already here, but maybe 0, 1, 3, and 4?
Yes.
Okay, so if I plug 0 in, what do I get? 1? 0, 1. If I plug 1 in, negative 2. All right. 3, here's the nice thing about quadratics. You got your answers already. They're symmetric about their axis of symmetry is what it's called. Okay. So if you know the vertex, you automatically know those two values. Okay, can you estimate those zeros for the x-intercepts now? Right, so, are you going to be perfect? No, you're not. All right, so I would probably not guess 0.5, maybe 0.25, and 1, 2, 3.75. How about that? Okay. So graphing is a real approximation most of the time. Okay. Unless you get 0 for this answer, it's an approximate. Okay. Now we can move to, what's that, you good with that? By hand, right? Okay. We can move to our graphing calculators and actually get that answer. Right, that's the other part of graphing. So, do you want me to run through that again? Yeah. The zeros on a calculator, I think we did it yesterday, but helps if you hit the right button. Okay. Okay, so there's the function in y equals, and you graph it. Hopefully it shows up. Okay, same thing we have on our screen already. Right? Obed, how do I find a 0? Is that a good spot?
Yeah.
Okay. Somewhere in there, right? There you go. 8.267. So on the calculator, we can get pretty darn close. It's still not exact and perfect, but it's a lot closer, right? What's the other one going to be? Nope. It's 4 minus that. Okay. Because they are symmetric, that value is going to be the same. This is 0.267 from 0. That's going to be 0.267 from 4. So, but you can do that on the calculator too. Okay. All right. So that's kind of the graphical methods that you need to be able to do, right? Both estimates, not perfect. Okay. One algebra method, if you want to be perfect, is to that's not very mathematical. Substitute zero for y. Okay, this y value is 0, correct? Right. So if I do 0 equals that. With these parent function and family of function style of quadratics, this is very easy to solve. Okay. Okay, so we're going to add 3 to both sides. And?
I don't know.
Okay. What do you need to get rid of next here? Yeah, square root it, right? Don't forget to do positive or negative. Okay, that's where we're going to get our two answers, right? And then you can add 2, right? Okay, that is an exact answer. Okay, this is pretty darn close. That's exact. The only answer that's exact is this one because root 3 is irrational. You guys remember what an irrational number is?
The number that doesn't repeat itself and doesn't
No repeat, goes forever. Right, so you're going to be hard pressed to write an exact number in decimal format. In fact, I call it impossible. Like pushing a rock uphill for the rest of eternity. So always keep in mind sub y equals 0, you can algebrate, right? Are we good there? Starting to remember some stuff. All right, let's do one more and we'll be done. One more very similar to the warm-up, and then we'll be good. Solve for the zeros of f of x equals x squared. Give me a number.
5.
Seriously.
7.
A double-digit number.
12.
That's
99.
99 works. Positive or negative?
Negative.
Both.
Ooh, that was
Oh. We just upped the ante, didn't we?
No, can we just do 16 and like 8?
How about 2 and 4?
About 5. It's a prime number. The only factors are 5 and 1.
Yeah, okay, let's do that.
Yeah.
So let's
All
do
right,
5 and
so
4.
remember-
5 and 4.
You're looking for what multiplies to get negative 99. Right? What possibilities are there?
3 and 33.
Yeah, that's the winner, right?
Yes.
Oh, that actually does work.
Which one's
Nine
positive
way.
and negative?
33 is negative. Positive. Negative. Positive.
Right?
Negative. 33.
33 minus 3 is 30. So we're adding to get this, okay? If you get something that's more difficult, obviously you might want to consider 1 and 99. Okay. Keeping in mind that this is positive in the middle, the big number is going to be positive. That's a strategy you can employ, right? So, Micah,
Yes.
what are my factors? I don't want to.
I bet you do, you just can't.
X plus 33. Then X will be minus 33. Yeah.
Okay?
I'm so confused.
Now, stupid is as stupid does. Yeah? Okay. At this point, a lot of you can look at this and say, I know the zeros. What are they?
Negative 33 and 3.
Right?
Yes.
If you have trouble with that, you can set each of them equal to 0. And this will pay dividends later, because there will be some more difficult ones that you'll have to solve, and solve for x. Right? Do you think you can handle those?
Yes.
Okay. Hopefully that kind of rang your bell. Tuesday we'll do the difficult factoring. Wednesday we will complete the square.
I hated that.
And then Wednesday we will also do the quadratic formula. So all 4 methods for solving quadratics, we're hitting them. Any questions?
Negative or square root of plus or minus b minus.
You know me better than
I'll
that.
give you a $5 bill.
So you're gonna have to give them a little more than $5.
This is not due until
Wednesday.
Next
Yeah, the first day of school when we're in calculus.
That's not gonna work. If we do Tuesday and Wednesday, it has to be Thursday. I will add to this Tuesday or Wednesday. Okay, so I would recommend you try to get as much done as possible by Wednesday, because I'm gonna give you more work on a worksheet.
There's a weekend for a reason.
Right.
Want me to show you that slip? Cool.
Trying to give you a little bit of a break here, because I know we're all tired, right? But you've done a pretty good job, most of you, doing your work. There's just a couple of you that want to kick in the face. I didn't say that. I didn't just say that. I did not just say I'm going to kick somebody in the face.
Yes, he did.